Hey, Mike.
Yeah,
I got a question here for you from the challenges.
Uh-oh.
What new board games have most interested you this year?
Skylar, what new board games have most interested me this year? You remember them and I don't. What did we play?
We played a bunch of stuff at Gen Con this year.
Yeah, we played. What's the 3 game?
Oh, Team
3.
Oh yeah, Team
3.
That's
okay.
a great answer.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So Team 3 is a game. It's not a board game per se because the table is the board, but there are ominoes, right? Like
tech ominoes.
well, no, they're not all tetrominoes.
No,
they're like pentominoes and dominoes and.
Actually, before you keep going into this, someone in the chat had a great follow-up question,
what was
or
that?
rather perhaps a preamble question, which is who are you?
Oh,
Because we said, hey
middle.
Mike, hey look, Mike Selinker is here, and that was the extent of the explanation that we gave.
Hi, I'm Mike Selinker.
Hi.
Pleasure to meet you. I am a game designer. I have written such games, or been on the development team of such games as Betrayal at House on the Hill, the Pathfinder adventure card game, the Lords of Vegas, Apocrypha, the Harry Potter trading card game, Magic the Gathering. I was a creative director for Dungeons and Dragons stuff.
Thornwatch.
Giveaway
forthcoming.
Yes. I've worked on like a million. Look, there's a picture of me. I've worked on a million Marvel games. Oh, actually, one of them got me this cool jacket. I just walked in. I suppose I should show it off.
Oh, sick!
Wow. Spiders, man.
That's really cool.
I got this kind of in story within story. That's okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll meta it. So we were down visiting the Marvel, the Marvel theme restaurant at Universal Studios, which I will point out was a terrible idea because, Captain America brings you milkshakes on his shield is not really what I got from the comic book lore. Right.
That seems very unusual.
Yes.
When Captain America brings his mighty shield.
And your milkshake.
Yeah, a milkshake comes along with it and extra.
And, Wolverine would come up and say, fries, bub? Like, bub doesn't fall. Anyway, so...
Nazis and the clock from
Yes.
9 to 5.
So we went... It's good, though. We went down in the 9 months of its existence, and... somebody had told the director that I was coming down. I was the lead designer and creative director on the Marvel Superheroes adventure game at the time. And so he was like, oh, let me show you around and so forth. And my wife sees this jacket. Now, this jacket is like the thing I've been waiting for my entire life, right? I mean, I can't literally be Spider-Man, but this'll do. And so she sees it, and she goes, I'm going to get that for Mike, and he's not even going to know. It's going to be a surprise. So I'm talking to this guy, and I don't know this going on, but she sort of sneaks around ninja style behind various racks and into pillars and stuff like that, gets around. Gets right up to the counter. I can't see her because the guy who I'm talking to, the manager, goes, and thank you for coming down, Mike. Since you came, I'd like to give you this Spider-Man jacket.
Oh, no.
She is literally walking up to the counter to buy me the best birthday present of all time.
Yikes.
And the only downside of this story...
How annoyed she was?
Is she didn't buy it. Then I would have 2.
Oh.
Right? I mean, like, she could have just, like, it would have been a huge surprise if she gave me a jacket I already had.
Well, then you can keep it in the freezer for when this one wears out.
Exactly.
That's what I do with keyboards.
What?
What? That doesn't sound healthy.
That reads completely.
I have some follow-up questions. No, for Ian.
No, I'm with you. I also have follow-up questions.
your one freezer in the kitchen, or do you have an extra freezer just for electronics?
Well, I would love to have a separate freezer for the electronics, but
Right. Okay,
it's
but
more
just
of a- more of a deep cold.
right. Okay. Why?
They don't make good keyboards anymore, Graham. The Apple Desktop Bus 2, the Enterprise, the Apple Desktop Bus 2 extended keyboard with the ALP switches is one of the best keyboards ever made, and is no longer in production.
Right. That doesn't actually answer the why that I asked you.
Oh,
I meant a different why.
well, that's this.
Oh,
That still doesn't answer the question.
What does putting a keyboard in the freezer do for it?
If you keep it in a cool, dry place, they'll last longer. Because you don't want to take your backup keyboard out of storage and have it be like, oh, this is all rusted and dead. Now I've got two problems.
What does it specifically prevent?
Rust. Ow.
Huh.
I would be actually concerned with the humidity in a freezer in this part of the world. Because typically
Don't you get,
freezers here
yeah.
condense because the air is very humid. Do you have a freezer that has a dehumidifier built in, or do you just have to defrost it on the regular?
Freezer's a bit of a joke. It is just cold storage.
that was good.
Hey, Alex.
Hi. Do you have a separate keyboard freezer?
That'd be amazing.
Or do you just have like steaks on top of
You
your
could probably
keyboards?
fit some in beside the kegs in your kegerator.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, what you really want to do is probably vacuum seal it first with some silica gel,
The
and
ent-
then put it in the freezer.
The entire freezer?
I really thought where you were going with that was you want to vacuum seal it and then sous vide it.
Oh, sure, yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah.
You shakshuka that thing.
Just like
Just think how tender a sous vide keyboard
right? It's
would
like
be.
what kind of like keys do you
keys
have?
just fall
Oh,
right
medium
off.
rare.
I mean, take
So-
it back to the jacket portion. You ever take your underwear out of the dryer and just put it right on? It's nice and warm. Imagine sous videing a jacket and putting that on a cold day.
I'm upset.
Why, a lot.
How big of a sous vide like tank do you need to fit a denim jacket?
Enough.
55-gallon oil drum.
Once again, Ian did not explain the situation. That's whatever.
Probably could just use your bathtub.
So,
That does not make it less humid.
Oh, you could make a sous vide.
given that,
Yeah.
what tabletop games have you been looking for?
I knew you'd bring it around.
Yeah.
We were talking about Team
Team
3.
3, yeah.
Yes,
Matt
Team 3,
Fantastic's
okay.
Team 3.
Matt Fantastic is a great game designer. Also dresses in Snow White outfits a lot, which is awesome.
All right.
And he made a game where you got these ominoes. Ian, just making sure there's not another story. Okay, you got these ominoes, and there are 3 people on a team, and you're competing against another 3 people usually. One person.
There's the architect,
Yes, I knew you'd know the names.
the engineer, and the builder.
Yes, the architect, the engineer, and the builder. Right.
The builder cannot see.
Yep.
The engineer cannot see what they're building,
Yep.
and the architect cannot speak.
That's correct. So you have to make one of these incredibly complicated, multicolored, 3-dimensional objects in upward, and
Ask who's killing it, right?
one yes, and
Ask who does that.
yeah, and there is no question that the lack of communication software in this particular protocol causes quite a bit of interference. Now, when we played it, my eyes were closed, and Skylar failed to tell me that we were building up. And so every instruction that I got from Skylar was 90 degrees the wrong direction.
You were just building a train.
I was building, essentially, yeah. And he did not like any of that.
I was the architect, so
Yeah.
I could not talk. So I was motioning that I wanted to kill him.
Yes.
And the the engineer was describing to Mike that he would be dead if I had the ability to kill him, but also did not know how to play the game and did not know we were building up also. So I was alone at the table trying to explain the rules of the game while not being able to speak.
We have a similar thing going on every night at Desert Bus, actually,
What is that?
during Zeta Shift. We call it Keep Talking and Nobody Legos. And it's we're building a Lego set.
Okay.
and it's a different person. It's different people every night, and one person is building the Lego set and can't see the instructions, and somebody else is reading the instructions to them, but they can't see what the person is building.
I like Legos.
Yeah.
Is that
If you stick around until Zeta shift, you can get in on some of that if
It's
you
only
like.
4 hours away.
Yeah, it's only 4 hours away.
And then however many hours it takes to get to that
you
bit
know,
during
we're
Zeta
supposed to be
shift.
here from 10 to 2 tomorrow, but
Yeah.
a 14-hour run sounds great.
That seems fine.
It's on Canadian time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have bad news.
You get a
But
good.
I think you have good
Oh,
news.
right.
It is the same length of time, north and
Are
south.
you sure?
You get a good exchange rate.
Can you imagine if time zones had an exchange rate?
Yes.
That sounds
I can.
harrowing.
Would I get 30% more by coming up here like I do for
It'd
mine?
be such a good vacation. You get like an extra day.
What's the matter, Wheels?
I'm in.
I was just in the States and that hurts. Please don't talk about how much more.
No, what was the issue, Wheelers?
Oh, nothing. Just there's this common misconception that food down there is cheaper.
Yes.
Nope, it's the exact same. It was like the same price everywhere we go, except plus 35 cents per dollar or whatever.
How was your lift budget?
That's a very forward question.
Yikes.
I mean, a man's lift budget is not to be discussed on the internet.
Oh, I just know exactly where he was, and I know what the transit was in that area, and it's not a lot.
Wait, no, we drove around.
Oh, you had a car?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind, you're fine.
Ben,
Yes.
have you ever tried being paid in American dollars?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
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 Very nice.
If you have the means, I highly recommend
Yeah,
it.
it's kind of a bonanza.
I'm a big